and welcome back to a bit of a different video. So instead of just focusing on a training session with 1 or 2 horses, wow, Rooster, way to just leave, bud. At least you're still here with me, huh, Cash? Good boy. I'm gonna take you along and just kind of show you glimpses into my entire day with my horses. So I have 10 horses that are currently in kind of a need to be handled / work schedule. They range from yearlings to the oldest being Rooster, who is 9, but most of them are younger. So I try to work about 5 a day, just that way everybody's getting worked a couple of times during the week, and it does give them some off time. So today, these 2 boys, Cash and Rooster over there, are actually not going to be worked. They're going to be getting worked tomorrow. So thought I'd just take you guys along and just show you a little bit behind the scenes and get to meet a few more of the other horses. All right, let's go. All right, so up first is Peaches, and I'm just going to show something that happened today for the very first time. She's sporting a halter. She has not let me put one on her in forever. We've spent a lot of time, well, she's never had one. So we spent a lot of time just brushing and getting friendly, and she's got her little buddy here, Miss Brandy, who also has not had the halter, but today they have woke up being on the good side of their bed, and we actually got the halter on little Peaches. I am really freaking excited about that. I did not expect for it to go that smoothly, and I would have loved to have filmed it, but it's kind of hard to film putting the halter on a horse for the first time, especially a young yearling. So both Peaches, ow, sorry guys, they got those little things in their tails. I'm just trying to get them out. So Peach is here. Well, you can see her butt. She's just gonna wear that for a little bit, and then Brandy, maybe we can put it on you next. But yeah, it is very difficult to film putting the halter on them and, you know, managing the phone. So the halter is on Peaches for the first time, and I'm just gonna let her kind of pack it, and we'll see how that goes. How you doing, big girl? Yeah? You being a good old grown-up girl? So I did move their buddies out, the 2 colts, yesterday. So that could be why all of a sudden they're like, we've decided to be grown-up horses and be good. But look at how beautiful she is. She is doing amazing. First time with the halter on. So proud of you, big girl. You're doing real good. And you, Miss Brandy, you're gonna get it next. Hopefully it goes just as good with you as it did with Peaches here. Peaches, I am so freaking happy with you. You're amazing, little girl. Amazing. Good job, beautiful. Good girl. Alrighty. So I have it off of her now, but just to kind of show you what I did to get her kind of ready for it is I just rubbed her with it all over her and just, you know, draped it on her, let her get used to it, put it down by her face, just pretty much any and everything that I could do to get her comfortable with it. So for her very first time ever packing the halter, you did amazing. So because that was her first time having the halter, I don't want to do too much to make it where she then gets miserable. Are you exhausted? Yeah, you're kind of tired. So I just put it on her, just let her pack it, and then we'll work on leading next. But I'm going to repeat this a couple more times before we do leading, but I'm about to rearrange pens with the horses, so it's time she gets halter broke. So next is Shadow, and she is one that we are currently working on leading, so let's just see how this kind of goes. She's a little bit mouthy, but we're working on it. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, come on. No. Come on, big girl. There we go. So we're just working on leading nice and good. Perfect. Good girl. As you can see, not the best at leading yet, but that's why we go on walks so that we can work on this and get her being better. A lot of Shadow's training right now just involves this. Come on, big girl. There you see her. There we go. It's just going on walks so that she gets used to following me, but also learns to give to the pressure, follow a fill, and we can get her, you know, more confident with different environments. So she does a lot of just coming on little walks here. Yeah. You're doing good, big girl. You want to see the camera? Apparently she likes the camera. But she is a nice little filly, and I am looking forward to seeing kind of how she develops. I don't exactly know 100% what I will do with her in the future. She's bred to be a phenomenal barrel horse. Her dad is Epic Leader, so that makes her eligible for millions of dollars in incentives. However, I'm not one to necessarily want to go run a young horse. I have issues with that. But she is cute. I do absolutely love her. And yeah, we'll see where this goes with her. But now we're going to work on maybe dropping our head and giving a little pressure there and trying to do some backing up. What do you think, big girl? Let's try it. So I put the rope down to partially drag it and just kind of look. She's not doing it now. She was kind of like, there we go. Now you see that side eye going, something is on the ground right there following me. So we will do a lot of just dragging stuff all over so that is not an issue or a concern, And we still have that stickiness. Good. All right, let's do some backing. Momentary detour to come check out Kit Kat's cute foal. So I'm gonna do an entirely, oh hello little girl, an entirely separate little video explaining why I breed and just a little bit more in detail about my whole kind of breeding program and my thoughts and feelings around it. Hey sweetie, how are you, you cute little thing? You are cute, huh? Yes you are, cute girl. Next, I have moved on to Pumpkin. So I didn't really give like a brief intro or anything, or I just kind of got Pumpkin, walked her in, got her into the arena, and just opted to start doing stuff with her versus doing a whole walking thing. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer segment with Pumpkin just because I filmed kind of the whole session with her, and I just want to talk a little bit about it and then let you guys just kind of enjoy and watch some of it. So Pumpkin is a 3-year-old filly. I have raised her and done everything with her up to this point. So to start this session off, watching back, I can pick up on a few little subtle things watching it, but just watching it you would think that, oh, she just looks like a sweet, calm, nice, relaxed filly. However, she was very tense, and I was very aware of the fact, because she has done this before, where she gets nervous, locks up, and forgets that I'm leading her, that she'll just run right over me when she freaks out. And again, this is just something with a young horse that I am trying to work on and trying to get better, and it is just a work in progress. So right here, what I'm doing with her, and this is just gonna look incredibly boring to some of, why are you just walking your horse around and around? All I'm wanting her to do is get confident and comfortable in the arena. I want her to be calm enough that she is okay with the arena and just kind of settles. I have noticed that my horses, because they live in a herd, they're a little bit more on the herd bound side, which is something I don't necessarily enjoy or like, and it's something I need to work on. I also acknowledge the fact that these are young horses and they just need more handling, and because of my circumstances in the past, I haven't been able to give them the appropriate attention that they needed. However, now a lot of things have changed and I am able to dedicate more time to them, which is amazing, and I'm really, really grateful that I'm able to do that. So again, all I'm doing here is just walking her around, letting her get comfortable with the arena. I do like that she's got her head down and she looks chill and relaxed, but you can kind of see her ears are really pointed forward, and notice right there she's looking out. She's not 100% focused, but I want her to develop that relationship with me and to learn to trust me in different environments, so that when I take her to go on a trail ride, or if for some reason I want to go to a show, she's confident in me and she can trust me that she is okay to go to these other environments. And I know a lot of that is just I need to expose her to more things, and right now I'm actually pretty happy with how she's doing. She hasn't been too crazy. So then I just kind of, swap it up a little bit and just walk the other way with her. But it does look a little like you can kind of see like it looks like I'm a little tense and she's a little tense. And I'm not tense. I'm just cautious that, if she freaks out, her instinct is to run over me or on top of me versus avoid me. So I'm just trying to establish some respect, get her calm, get her focused, and get her thinking about me. I had done just a little bit of like brief kind of arena familiarization with her, I wanted to move on and doing something different with her. So that wasn't the only thing I was focused on and doing with her. I wanted, to actually progress. So here I'm just seeing like how reactive is she if I swing my, my stick over her, my stick and string. Does she freak out about that? And I actually expected her to jump, and I was pleasantly surprised that she did not. So then I just ask her to back up, and she's a little hesitant, like she does it, but you see it's kind of like a slow, a little bit bracy instead of just really go with it. And then I wanted to test to see, like, can I ask you to move out and forward, and can you kind of get away from me? Because a key to helping her with her spookiness and safety issue there is to get her to be away from me. So I was like, let's see if we can lunge in a circle. And we kind of got a little bit of a circle going, but I felt like she was just a little bit bored with that. So I was like, all right, I need to swap this up and add something different to get her mind thinking a little bit more. And so I had some cones sitting on the edge of the arena. I was like, you know what? Why not? Normally in the pasture, Pumpkin is a very mouthy horse that likes to, get into things. She likes to put it in her mouth, likes to step on it, likes to paw it. So I was like, let's get some cones. Let's see if she'll touch it with her nose first, which obviously she has no problem doing. But then this right there, you see that pause, head up, alert, tense. That, and then the little spook. That is how she has felt kind of walking around, and she hasn't given any huge, like, big burst of moments of it, but it is in there, and it's something that, I'm aware of and I'm working on with her. So then I'm like, all right, let's go to the next cone. Let's see what she does. She sniffs it, to be expected, and then she's seen a nice little pile of weeds right there that she wanted to eat. So I am trying to keep her like away from me and just to keep her off of me. I don't want her feeling that she needs to be on top of my bubble. I want some space for safety reasons. But again, right there, that same tense, not really focused. And then you're gonna see, I think it's right here, yep, right there, is where she does that push in with her shoulder like she's ready, she spooked, and she pushed in with her shoulder like she was ready to just kind of go over me. And I just remember being a little bit frustrated throughout this session. And I think it's just I have high expectations of what I know she can be, and it's just the process, the growing pains of the process that I kind of struggle with, because I want this perfect finished horse that I can just get on and enjoy, because I'm sure people get bored of seeing all this groundwork stuff, but I just have to remind myself it's this groundwork that is the bread and butter to building that relationship and building that connection that I want with her. So right here, I'm just trying to get her to put her foot on the thing, and she is not really happy about doing that. She doesn't really particularly want to do it, so it's a learning process. So it was kind of funny that when she did get her foot on, it like freaked her out. It spooked her, and she kind of panicked a little bit. So then I took her to the other one to do the exact same thing with her, just working with her, because I want to develop that partnership and relationship with her. And I think that Pumpkin is going to be a great horse. I think she has a lot of potential to be just a nice, calm, all around horse.
that one day I'll be able to really enjoy, because I have rode her full siblings and they are nice. They're very calm, level-headed horses. But again, it's just these growing pains and the frustration of having to go through this process and this journey that makes it so difficult. And I'm like, I'm sure people think I never ride my horses and I just spend all this time on the ground with them. But I have had a horse related injury. And so for me to feel confident and safe, I have to establish this rapport with them on the ground and this communication. And I do feel like groundwork is a huge key to so many things. I do think there is way more to riding that we can do with horses, and I actually enjoy the groundwork. I just feel like I get judged for doing the groundwork. So here, what I'm now focusing on with her is just asking her for some respect, to back up from pressure, back up when I back up. Can you move your front end over? And you're going to see, like, no, she cannot move her front end over very well. Like, that should be very light. I shouldn't have to put more than just barely touching her for her to respond and move. So it is something that we definitely need to work on. And I am also aware that she has a herd bound issue, which I kind of mentioned a little bit later in this video, that her herd bound issue is, I think, priority number one that I need to work on with her. I need to get her confident and calm. And then once I get her kind of feeling okay and safe in this, in the arena, in that environment, then hopefully I can work on some of these other things to be able to establish a better connection with her. But you can see, like, she is sticky with asking her to yield and stuff. And I mean, she does do it, but it just takes a lot more pressure than what I need to be doing with her to have her respond. Like, she should be a lot lighter to that. And, like, see the head, like, she doesn't want to drop it. She's kind of like, I would rather not. And that's actually, like, a big sign of adrenaline and just how high on it she kind of is. She hasn't come off of it yet. And later, after, I've turned the cameras off and I kind of just sat with her in the arena, and I will talk about this, I believe, a little bit at the end of the video. I sat with her in that arena for a good hour and a half to 2 hours. And when I finally took her back and I said, okay, enough is when she finally let loose and she just blew out, relaxed, sighed, and she came back to me like, okay, like, I'm here with you, you're my person. And that would have been a prime time to have worked her, but my process right there is like, I'm gonna work with her beforehand a little bit, maybe in the pen, and then bring her to do this stuff. So here I started kind of walking and swinging my stick, and now you can see she's a little bit more aware and a little more tense about it. She's not as calm and as chill. And yeah, that just kind of, like, I had really expected her to be more like that reactive levelness. See, that running off right there. That is exactly what I was expecting the first time. But it's just that tension in her right there that needs to get resolved. So I'm going to work on the herd bound issue with her first, and I'm going to do a whole video series, well, just maybe one video on how I'm going to try and help her with that.
So that was kind of a bit of a frustrating session with Pumpkin. It's just hard. Like, young horses are hard. They're difficult. I mean, they've got so much you have to teach them, so much they have to learn, and they can be the most rewarding ones to work with. However, they can also be the most challenging and frustrating. So Pumpkin was just very tense, not really focused. I mean, she was trying her best, I feel like, to try to be connected and to try to be a part of the session with me. So now all I'm doing with her is I've turned her loose in the arena, and I'm just going to kind of sit out here with her. I want her to just kind of relax. She has a lot of confidence and is very happy with herself in the pasture. However, I need her to get confidence in me, but also be a little more self-confident within herself. So I'm just going to let her kind of chill in the arena. I'm going to chill out here with her, and hopefully she does okay. So she wandered off, but now she's starting to kind of come back over. I do like that she hasn't taken off and just gone running, bucking and snorting and kind of freaked out. She's been a little bit curious about things. She has been over, and sniffed and kind of stood by me for a little bit, but I actually don't mind that she's just wandering around a little bit and just working on her confidence in a new environment, because again, she is only 3 and this is an environment she hasn't been around and she doesn't know an awful lot. And a lot of that is, you know, my fault. So I'm just working on trying to fix that, but is a work in progress. Hey, big girl, where are you going? Back up there? Alrighty. She came back. She's still a little tense, but she did blow out. She kind of did a little bit of a sigh of relief. So, and then she did get a little bit playful. So I had to defend my space a little bit there because she was ready to be a little bit playful, huh, big girl? So we're just gonna keep chilling, keep letting you just get a little more confident, see new things, huh? Because it is a lot of stuff we're trying to expose you to, huh? Yeah, you're good. And I like to have a partnership with a horse. I'm not one that can just hop on them and have no connection. I have to develop this rapport with them so that I kind of know them inside and out. So that's what we're doing. So she's actually starting to just follow me around. I loved that, the shaking of her head. Yeah, she just got a little distracted there, but I feel like she's settling down a lot better. So this is what it's all about, like taking the time to create that bond with them and to let them know that it is okay. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit different of a video and just kind of seeing a little bit of a variety of what I do versus just focusing on one horse individually. I'm still sitting out here with Pumpkin. We're still working on a little bit of herd separation anxiety, so slow process, but we're gonna work on it. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you have not already, hit that all important subscribe button, and I will see you all next time. Bye!